Hey, my love, welcome to One Centered Life, your go to resource for holistic and empowerment coaching. I'm Amy Joy, your host, your friend, your confidant, your spiritual midwife. Um, I'm making this video today because I want to give a tutorial on how to meditate because it's been something that's been so helpful and instrumental in my life in helping me reach and know my spirit and who I am and what my purpose is. It's all about building a relationship with yourself, and this is one of the activities that really helps you to just tap in and communicate with your spirit. When I say the word self, what I'm really meaning and implying there is your spirit, because your spirit is
It's 4 o'clock.
Your spirit is the imprint of like who you came to be here in this world, from God or our higher power source. So meditation is that tool that helps you to really get to know yourself, sitting in a quiet place, spending time with yourself. You can either have an intention of inquiry about the thing that you're trying to get to the bottom of, asking yourself for, like, what's my purpose, or who am I? Um, Questions like that, really deep soul searching things. I also asked myself about the name of my business when I was creating One Centered Life. I was just trying to figure out, like, what do I want to name my business? And I tried to get to the essence of it, and I kind of asked myself that as I went into meditation, and the essence of what I wanted it to be came up. I was able to retrieve that from my spirit, from my soul. And then once I had the essence, the words just, I don't know, I think that it was like kind of like a instant, like, boom, knowing. So when you have those really clear, instant, like, boom, knowings, those are what we call in the spiritual community as downloads. It's you tapping into that part of you, that essence of your being, who you are. That was, like I said, the original blueprint or imprint of from source or your higher power or God, whatever name you like to call it, that being, and receiving the answer from that God imprint of you. So we call those downloads, because it's like you're connecting and talking directly to source, but through your own personal inquiry. So that's how I got that. You can do that during your meditation, or you can simply facilitate just, connecting back to source, connecting back to your higher power through yourself. It's basically you're letting your mind be put to rest. That's the part of you that is your will. And when you put that to rest, you're able to tap into the divine's higher purpose and calling for your life, by connecting with source. So, yeah, so when I say, have a relationship with yourself, it's basically having a relationship with your own essence and your reason for being, your mission here on earth. So here's the tutorial part. So this is how you meditate. You're going to sit in a quiet room. If you can create a space for your meditation, that's wonderful. There's a lot of, great things that you can put in the space that make it really feel comfortable and homey to you. Perhaps you put plants in there, which are really great to just, bring some life into the space. Perhaps you put crystals in there. You don't have to have any of this stuff, but the more that you make that space desirable for you to be in that space, the more likely you are going to hold and honor that commitment to yourself to go spend time with yourself and be in that special sacred place. So pillows are great to sit upon, you know, making a nice comfortable surface. Yeah, so that's just readying the space. Make yourself a nice, sacred, comfortable place where you can be undisturbed, you know, for some duration of time. Maybe you can maybe it's like a whole room to yourself, which would be beautiful, but I understand not everybody has that luxury. But like maybe you could put a little do not disturb sign or meditation in progress sign on the door handle. If that's not available to you, you know, just let your family members know, hey, could you please give me like the next 15 minutes? I'm going to be meditating. I'll be back, you know, I'll join you guys back in a little while. And most people will respect that, that you're doing this practice to make yourself a better person and to really just give yourself some self-care. So you want to create your space, let others know that you're getting ready to do it so that you're uninterrupted. Then you can begin to like focus on like the posture and what you're going to do in that space. So the posture for meditation can be an easy seated pose, like in yoga, you know, they call it easy seated. So that can be just sitting flat on your bum, legs folded Indian style, or you can look up lotus style or pose, asana. You can also lie down flat on your back, and you can also sit in a chair, like I'm just sitting in a chair today, and then having your feet like flat on the floor. And ideally you want to have like a straight back so that like when you begin to meditate and do this process for a while, you'll notice that you're really creating a pathway, a channel for your energy to flow freely up and down your spine. So when your back is straight, it really allows the energy to flow unencumbered, you know, by having to like go around a curved spine or detour. So this is the best posture. And lying down works too, as long as you're not using a pillow. You just want to lie flat on the ground. And it's sometimes difficult to not rest your back upon the back of the chair. You don't want to do that if you're using a chair. And if you're sitting just like easy seated pose or Indian style or lotus pose, allow your back to still be kind of like really straight and erect, and elongating your spine and not leaning up against anything. So after you take your seated posture or your lying down posture, I like to close my eyes. You don't have to, but for this tutorial, I'm going to instruct us as if our eyes are closed. So with closed eyes, then you can begin to just focus on your breath, like so. You can focus on the breath coming in your nose and out of through your nose. You can focus on how it feels as it comes in your nose. You can also begin to focus as the breath goes into your lungs. Follow the pathway of the breath and actually make a connection to feeling the breath in your lungs and feeling it travel slowly up and through your throat and out of your nose. And you can do this as I'm speaking it as well, so that's why I'm kind of pausing, because really it's all about kind of making that connection and relationship with yourself. So the more you actually feel into it, the more you're able to do it. And yeah, what we'll do is we'll just like everything that you're able to do in life that is a change from something that you previously had not done to something that you will be doing, it takes time to build itself up. And it takes time to just like do a little bit at a time and baby step and gradually build upon itself. The thing about like spiritual enlightenment and personal development and personal growth is that it does take time, and it is a process, and you have to be patient and you have to be disciplined. Those are like key ingredients. And I know we want it right now, and I know we want to just get there, but it does take time, and that's essentially why I'm here, is to support you in getting to where you want to be, and so that it doesn't feel as much of a struggle like doing it on your own. And it can be lonely trying to do this stuff on your own, and the discipline seems like it's even more effort doing it on your own versus having someone who's here to support you and help to keep moving you forward. I'm holding space for you to embody that new person that you want to be. I'm holding space for you to be your newly evolved person, and I'm doing it in a kind and gentle way, and showing you and guiding you also how to be kind and gentle with yourself. And all it really requires is that continuous movement forward, little by little. And, you look up, and before you know it, like, you've covered so many miles and you're a new person. And you can think back to a year ago and you'll say, oh my gosh, there's no way that I could have done this a year ago. I would not have been the person who would have, I don't know, like started my own business or made these videos. I would have been so shy. I would have been, doubting myself, second guessing myself. That's often the transformation that happens, but it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over a gradual process. And that's the way to really ensure that the growth is sustained, and that it is not a fluke, and that it's secured and real. So anyway, back to the meditation video. So what I would offer to you, invite you to do, is to begin with a meditation practice that is in your seated position, doing about 5 minutes a day, and just start there and just start getting to know yourself. And before you know it, you'll be looking forward to that 5 minutes a day. You'll be looking forward to growing that 5 minutes a day. And eventually, a really nice place to be with your meditation practice is about 20 minutes per day. And ideally, it would be great to do it in the morning, because I believe that first and foremost, we have to love ourselves and fill our own cups up with self-love before we can begin to give to others, and before we can begin to show up in the world as our best, vibrant self. The obligation, it does fall on ourselves, because we're our first relationship in the world. And it's okay to love yourself, and it's okay to treat yourself really great and excellent, because that really raises the bar for how others, you're setting the tone for how others should treat you, and you know it intimately, the way that you want to be treated, by the way that you treat yourself. All right, so I'm hoping that I touched on all the points. It's hard to kind of like remember all the context of everything that I said. If you have any questions about like what to do, just reach out to me. I think I left out a part about, okay, so when you sit down to breathe, you're going to have thoughts that pop into your mind. You want to put the mind to rest. You want to allow yourself to become still, a place of stillness, and your mind as well. Typically, our minds are always thinking of something like, what's the next thing I have to do? Or, about something in the past. Maybe it's like, did I say that right? Oh my gosh, did I mess up? Did that come out of my mouth wrong? Or did I really offend that person? Thinking about things in the past. Or that guy cut me off. I'm really upset. Like, I should have swerved in his lane. I should have blew my horn. I should have. So we're either projecting into the future or attached to the past something that happened that hurt us, or that a different way that we should have shown up. So in meditation, basically we're stopping our mind from time traveling forward or backwards. We're allowing it to be present in the current moment right now, and we're allowing it to be still. So it's not looking in either direction. It's just appreciating the current moment, what is right now, and you're just being, okay? And one thing that you can begin to do to train your mind to not focus in the past or the present, or the past or the future, is just focusing on your breath. Like I said, you can follow the track of your air coming in through your lungs and going back out, or you can just focus on, if you like better, just how it feels coming in and out of your nose. But just kind of training the mind to focus on a central, like on one task, helps it to not wander and really get to be focused. Then through that, you'll be able to eventually just have empty presence, and you don't have to focus on your breath. And through that, you'll be able to really just begin to listen inside to your spirit. How are you really feeling? You'll be able to start connecting with your feelings. You'll start asking yourself, how am I feeling right now in this body? How am I feeling right now in this moment? What's the one thing that I truly want to do in my life? What's holding me back? All these kinds of questions you can ask yourself, and you'll really be able to start becoming much more clear on. All right, so that's what you're going to do. You're going to have 5 minutes a day. You're going to begin to gradually increase that. And if you have any questions about any of this, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to support you in this effort. This is really how we get to have self-knowledge and self-awareness. We begin to just do this self-inquiry, what's really bothering me? What's really coming up in my emotional body, and what's coming up in my energetic body, and what's causing me to feel this way, Okay, guys, I think that's it. So if you have any questions about this video, please leave a comment below. I love to hear from you and give you feedback. I'd love to support you along the journey if you want some support and guidance in starting this practice. I'd be so happy to assist you and support you. All right, until next time, my loves, namaste. The light in me honors, bows to, and respects the light in you. I love you so much.